Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Alley Chat. My name is FrankFace. I am here with my co-host, Kyle Bruce. We have a production in collaboration with Urbie Kafalas of UrbTV. Thank you very much, Urbie. He's providing video to us. This is the final Pro Series playoff match of the day. We have had some exciting things happen, Kyle. We saw Skip Easterbrooks, who is now taking the line, throw a triple to come back and beat Jon Winchell.
That's true. He was 77 after 6 and threw that big triple en route to a 163 to defeat Jon Winchell, and now he's facing Jonathan McDonald in the championship match. He's on lane 35 here in Woburn and has a big 9-pin drop with the 5-pin and should have a clear shot at it. And spare in the first.
He's off to a running start. Format here is 2 boxes at a time. They each switch lanes between boxes.
A little full that time and cannot break up the split. He'll fill his spare with 6. 3 and 1 here. 3, 6, 7, 10.
Anyone gonna check that?
And we need a Ralph Stewart, but we're going to get a Bobby Brown.
Yes. I think that wood is legal. I don't think it'll be cleared.
Well, that's your prerogative, Kyle.
Yes. Well, when we have money in the Alley Chat budget and look at that. The wood stays for Skip, who uses the whole approach. And no luck there. That wood was too far out to make too much damage.
Speaking of that, Kyle, you'll notice that Skip takes a couple steps prior to his approach. I've never really seen too many people do that, but it works for him. Look where he is.
This is true, yes. And score that at 10 box, which will put him at 26 after 6. And Jon McDonald is up after defeating the regular season champion Jim Ayotte in the semifinals. And a very thin hit to get us started here. He has 3, 5, 6, 8, and 10. Some unusual leaves here.
Yes, indeed.
That we've seen at the beautiful Woburn Bowladrome. On the object and made a nice bid, but the 8-pin still remains.
Would have expected that one to go.
Yes, I mean, he played it right where you have to. And a 10 box to get him underway.
But like you were saying, Kyle, things have been a little bit unusual today. Things have been a little slippery today. We've seen some very nice pocket shots end up in strange leaves.
Yeah, well, I think that's the nature of the beast, the nature of the business here, is we have a big pocket hit that results in a strike. The 8-pin was a little reluctant to go, but carries it for his first mark. The first string of 2 to decide the 2014-15 Pro Series playoff winner. Skip is back up on lane 35. Thought he threw that one in the ocean, but got a light hit. I was looking at 2, 4, 5, and 7.
Speaking of a 2-string match, Kyle, this it really becomes anyone's game at that point.
Well, at least that way, if it's going to be hard if you're someone like Skip, like in that 2-string format. Jon Winchell had a pretty substantial lead on him and needed to throw that triple in order to come back.
He needed a triple strike, and he did it.
Right, and in that initial format, he would have been going home.
Right.
But instead, he moves on to the championship.
Yes, here he is.
I think that's something that maybe the Pro Series will consider doing for the 15-16 season.
Well, speaking of that, there is an open forum meeting that they're having May the 9th at Metro Bowl for bowlers and non-bowlers, members, non-members. You can show up and voice your opinion, suggest some changes.
Good to have the input of the public, especially when this is all about the bowlers.
Yes.
Skip was off the head pin that time. He's looking at 1, 2, 4, and the 6 pin. It looks like we have some work being done here.
Mr. Jeff Surratt with the Pro Series Cup.
Wow. That you've been awarded.
Well, I should be.
Congratulations. I know it. There's a piece of wood that was sitting on the sidewall that prevented the 6 pin from going, as that was a very nice shot.
Yes.
So score that a 9. It'll be 45 after 4 in the first of 2. John McDonald's back up on 35. He's filling a strike in the second. Opposite of 10 bucks. First bonus ball nets him 8. He was a little light. The 2-8 are what remains here.
And he's filling a strike.
This is a tough shot.
It is. It seems very easy when all 10 pins are standing.
Right. Optical illusion. And he bounced that one at the line, so.
Yeah, he knew it when he released it. He wasn't happy with that, so that'll be an 8 fill.
An early 2-pin advantage. And that's a 9 box, which will put him at 37.
My thought on that shot, Kyle, the 2-8 or the 3-9, is you have a better chance playing the head pin, the front pin off the wall, than trying to pluck the Worcester like you would typically. It doesn't go very easily.
A very similar looking ball, but this time he has a split. He's looking at 2-10, wood in front of the 10. So there are some possibilities here. And not this time. Couldn't get the 2 to go over and get the 10. So in the early moments of this championship match, it's very close. And went into the channel, so how close, you may ask? It's a 1-pin match.
Yes. That's just what we'd expect.
Yes.
Again, I want to mention thank you to Urbie Kafalas for providing with this video footage. Wouldn't be possible without him.
Yes. Not to mention all the other fine contributions he's done.
For several years, many years.
Yes, yes.
There are a lot of matches and a lot of events we wouldn't have seen if it weren't for Urbie.
That's true. And I can't imagine how many hundreds of miles that he's driven, at least since he started posting these videos.
Yes.
And not just in the Pro Series, but the Western New England Tour and
Sunday Pro.
Yeah, it's everywhere. The Easter.
I guess his little flip camera makes it easy for him.
Well, he's had this this GoPro for a couple months anyway, and it's small, but it capable of 4K images. So
wow, I did not know that. I didn't know that. That's great.
Well, listen to me, and every now and then you might learn something.
Well,
that's why I'm
keep
here.
you. Yeah, that's why I keep you around.
That's right. Thank you. Skip is on 36. He's got the Caleri 1, 3, 6, 8, and 10, and he's heavy on number 3, so he'll be open for the 5th consecutive box. Skip's been around a long time, and he's competed at a very high level.
I think he's even been on the True Value show, hasn't he?
He was on the 20th True Value show. He was on, that's back in 1995. He lost the opening match to Jim Flynn. And that 8-box will put him at 62 after 6. So, but again, with this being a 2-string match, you can't sleep on a guy like Skip because he can be very explosive.
Indeed.
And speaking of explosive, we have a single pin for Jon McDonald on 35. It's the 4-pin. Frank, can he get by?
He certainly can get by, from my view, and he's going to want to, because that wood will hinder his shot for sure.
And couldn't get it on the way back. So that was a very good call.
Oh, thank you very much.
You know?
That's why you keep me here.
It's your show. I just happen to enjoy writing your coattails. There's
our show.
Yes. There's a 10-box. And it's a 2-pin match. Halfway through string number 1.
Of course, I'm here today with Kyle Bruce, the king, the
king,
everything of classic candlepins.
I would not say that. I would not say that at all. But
what would you say?
Well, I'm in charge of post-production. I host the show, and I'm a producer of sorts. So
yes,
but there's a big pocket hit and
some late action.
You gotta love the late action, as there'll be the 9-pin, and again on the single, that wood is troublesome.
Yeah, he's going to want to get around this again.
That'll be a nice reaction shot to revisit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that on playback.
Spare in the 6th as the ball went off the cap that time, and wood deflected off the sidewall to give McDonald his second mark of the first string.
And you can hear the gallery is quite amused by that.
Yes.
A fine showing today at that.
This is true, yes. They're all here to see you, by the way. I don't think they care too much about the results here.
I didn't wear my Sunday best.
Well, neither did I. Skip is full. And he has a split. He's looking at 3, 4, 6, and 10. Let's see what he can do here to cut this over. He turned his head as soon as he slid by the object pin. Still looking for his second mark of the first string. And score that a 9-box. That'll put him at 71. Skip bowls for the 20th Century team on Fridays, correct?
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
we bowled against him this past Friday.
Yes. And the Brooklyn pocket, and that's a piece of wood that will need to be cleared. 5, 8, and 10 is the leave.
Really? You're going to take that one away?
That's a very tough veteran club. Mike Kucha, Craig Holbrook, Bobby Witt, John Zappi, and Skip.
Absolutely. And
forgetting anybody?
No.
That sounds like 5.
I think that was 5.
Testing your cognitive abilities here on the Sabbath.
It took me a while. Yes.
Well, it usually takes me a while. I've heard that about you, by the way.
Oh, okay.
It takes you a while. Let's see if Skip can cut this over. And he's going to be open in the 8th.
Skip also bowls for the Fenway Academy Worlds team. You may be able to see that on his shirt.
And that 8-box will put him at 79. So a frustrating start for him. But as he showed about 12 minutes ago, anything is possible. McDonald is up on 35 with the first of his 2 bonus balls in the 6th. A light hit has some good action, and the 3-pin won't go. 8 on the first bonus ball. Wood up against the 3, but I'm not sure. I guess he'd have to go high on it and hope to drive it through to the 10. Well, he played it on the cap. The angle wasn't very good, but scored that 9 for the strike, which will give him a 13-pin advantage. And the 10-pin is still there, so that puts him at 84. Four horsemen left, plus the 10-pin. Taking a little bit of a break here to collect his thoughts and determine how to negotiate this leave. Leading by 13, and box is completed. Nice shot. His second spare of this first string, which will put him at 94 plus a ball.
Big thank you to the Woburn Bowladrome, who just celebrated their 75th year in business.
Yes, there's a big ceremony with the mayor of Woburn, and ICBA president Ralph Sem was here to honor this
fine establishment.
Yes, I was searching for the appropriate words to...
Where's Google when you need it?
Well, where's Adderall where you knew it? The 6-pin remains, so Skip will need a mark to hit 100. And a 10 box will put him at 89. You know, Frank, when I had mentioned 20th century, I mean, you have some teams that are on Friday night which are loaded, and it's hard to, sure, it could be easy to look at Lucky or one of the academy teams and say that they're a favorite. As Skip is in the pocket this time, he crossed over into the 1-3 and has 5, 6, and 10 with no wood to help. So see the look of frustration etched on his face there.
I think the important part to remember, though, Kyle, about those stacked teams is 20th Century has the veteran aspect. They're just so well experienced in this game. They've competed at top levels on numerous occasions, and going against those type of bowlers is it's not an easy task.
No, not at all. And I think psychologically that can play into potentially playing the head of who they compete against. That's a 9 box that'll put Skip at 98 for the opener. So let's see if he can rebound the second string. Jon McDonald is up filling a spare. And he's through the middle. He's got 2-4, 6-7-9.
I do like that sleeper Deadwood, though, in the back. Or wood, I should say.
Yes. Maybe you just like Deadwood, the fine HBO program.
Yes.
And the 6-pin is still there.
He played that 2-pin on the outside. I thought he was probably going to go and try for an inside play.
$10 will put McDonald at 109. He has a 20-pin advantage, and one thing to keep in mind is that he's working against an open in the 10th from Skip. That's a good point about trying to push from left to right there to take out that 6-pin on the last shot, but
Bowler's call, and it almost worked for him. John's not happy with that one.
No, it put a little more air on that ball than he normally does, and it didn't have an opportunity to come back and break for him. So he has 1, 2, 6, 8, and 10.
Again, I would try the inside here of the 1, 2. And that's about the best he could do. The 10 pin still standing.
So that single will put John at 119, a 21 pin advantage going into the last string of the season for the Candlepin Pro Series, broadcasting from the beautiful, spacious Woburn Bowladrome.
Air conditioned.
Air conditioned for your comfort and relaxation and family fun. Not to mention these fine fans that are above us here.
Want to offer another thank you to Urbie Kafalas for providing this video to us. Urbie usually does his commentary in post-production.
Yes.
I did invite him to sit in with us, and he expressed that he was afraid he would screw up a little too much. I don't think he would. I think he'd be fantastic.
I think he just doesn't like, he just felt like you smelled badly and didn't want to say anything during the live broadcast of this Pro Series playoff championship final.
Well, he's too nice.
Yes, well, that he is. A big hit for Skip Easterbrooks to start off the second string. He was in the Brooklyn pocket and has the 5 pin. And let's see where this piece of wood ends up. The way it's angled, this will be difficult.
Indeed. I'd probably try and play the left cap, or as close to it as you possibly can.
I think you are correct. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It was really not much you could do there. It's a pretty unpredictable shot,
especially given how far out the wood is and the angle of it.
He was right up against the lip of the deck there. I think if he was a little further back, he could have pulled it off maybe.
So a 10 box to start off the second string. Coming into this, trailing by 21. But as we saw in the semifinal, he was down and threw the 888 to make it to this final match, and he could not break up the 4 and 7. So we're looking at a 2 and 1 here, and it looks like a 2 and 1. Well, that second piece of wood will not roll into the channel, so don't think that's going to do much help. But
no, I don't think so. If anything, it may deaden the shot, but I don't think he's going to play it anyhow.
And it'll be open for the 11th straight box. Tough thing is, mentally, when you throwing a good ball like those first two were and don't have anything to show for it, at least you have something in the back of your mind saying, I know I can come back and string some marks together. It is still close, so anything is possible.
And I think that's why Skip's lowest box is an 8 box. Provided he keeps pitting, he's keeping himself within reach of Jonathan.
Very well said.
Thank you.
It's important to have positive reinforcement even on this program.
You are my coach.
Hey, I try. Heavy on number 1 that time for McDonald. Still has 4 pins standing. Leading by 21. So that's an 8 box. Loses a couple of pins in count. Moving over to lane 35. Frank, I want to thank you for all the work you've done on Alley Chat.
Well, thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. It's been fun. I'm glad that you're a part of it, an integral part of it.
A big hit and a single.
You certainly add a lot of commentary to the show.
I don't know about character, but I do have a few things to say, so I thank you for that. This piece of wood, I think, is right in front of the 7.
It is. Believe it or not, though, he can get around it. He does not have to hit the cap, and the cap probably would be a safe bet, but it's pretty close to the channel there, so I'm not sure I'd try and approach it that way. I'd probably try and get around it.
He throws a conventional ball,
yes.
So the ball breaking from right to left will serve him.
Just a little bit off there.
Yes. Tough shot when you have that wood there.
Mm.
So that's a 9 box and a 17 after 2. Lead is 19.
And Kyle, thank you for all your work on classic candlepins. It's one of the best shows.
Well, it's good to be at least on the list.
Yes.
Of consideration as
I won't say which number show you are.
Well, I guess we'll just have to find out.
Yes.
The final ratings will be on TV, and that's something that we're very, very proud of, to at least be in the conversation of the top 5.
Yes.
You know, that says a lot to the great team that we have at Riverwalk Lanes, and we hope you enjoy watching the broadcasts.
Indeed.
Skip, again, has had no luck. He buried that in the pocket, and he had 5, 6, 7, 10.
Speaking of one of the best TV shows, want to again thank Urbie Kafalas for providing the video to us today.
Yes. I think in post-production there should be a scroll with an ongoing thank you.
I could do that. Are you telling me to stop saying it?
No. Absolutely not. How dare you? 28 after 3 for Skip. A big hit, and this time he's got a spare leave.
He's got a strike, Kyle.
He's got a strike leave.
Some late-night backdoor action.
Hey, if you're going to have backdoor action, it might as well either be at the Woburn Bowladrome for the Pro Series playoff or late night during one of Frank's broadcasts. So we hope that you'll be... Either way, we just hope that you're part of the Alley Chat family and listening or viewing the content. A big hit, and it will be 4, 5, and 7 if my eyes do not betray me.
And the wood makes it very makeable.
Yes.
Yes.
That was Mrs. Riley's duck soup there, although I think if Ralph were here, he probably would have called it lob.
Perhaps.
Either way, it goes down as a spare in the 3rd. Are we allowed to say that on the air?
I don't see why not.
All right, very good. Bonus. Big hit.
Can't break up the split.
And fills the spare with 7, which will put him at 34. So the advantage will grow to 27, I believe. But he's opposite Skip's strike in the 4th. Tough shot here with the 4, 6, 10.
He was trying to play a cut shot, and in this case, the front wood may have helped him in that, if he hit it perfectly. Either way, it's a very difficult shot.
He deserved better, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that was a great first ball.
So a 9 will put him at 43, and these are 2 very big bonus balls here for Skip Easterbrooks. As he's been throwing a very good ball, hasn't had much to show for it, but
this could be what brings him back.
Yes. Right in the pocket. Actually, he's a little high on it, but he has 8 in his first bonus ball and should have a clear shot at the 4-7.
And that's what he's going to want to do. Don't touch that wood.
There it is.
Hey, but that was
So a spare on strike, which will certainly cut into the lead, as that was opposite a 9 box here. So it's 58 plus a ball. And he had a disappointing fill of 3 there, so he'll want to atone for that. And he's certainly very capable of doing it.
Indeed, he is. Just a hair off on that head pin.
Still 3 pins standing. Takes the shore 2, and the 9 will give him 70 after 6. This is Jonathan McDonald.
What a ball.
Very big hit. But he's got the 7-9 to show for it. But there is some lumber on the deck.
Yes, there's a piece behind that front piece of wood that we're looking at. Probably want to play the left tip, is my assessment.
Wow.
That is not what I expected
No,
to
me
stay
neither.
standing.
No.
A very good bid on that.
In the face for the 10 box. $13 the difference if my math is correct. Incompleted boxes.
A little bit of a delay waiting for bowling balls to return.
It's always helpful when you have them.
Yes.
Well, his body language suggested that he wasn't pleased with himself with that first ball, but he has opportunity here with the 1, 3, and 10.
He's going to want to split the pocket.
Went outside on it and took it. A big shot right here by Jonathan McDonald. And remember, that's opposite Skip's 9 box in the 6th. This is where Skip made his rally in the semifinal. Looking now at 3, 7, and 9.
The wood between the 3 and 9 could be helpful. I would suggest playing the right side of it.
Nice shot.
What a shot.
He's going to need marks like that to come back, as he has a spare in the 7th, which will put him at 80 plus what he gets in the bonus. Moving over to 35. A big hit, and the wrong pin fell.
Yes.
7 is the fill, puts him at 87. He has the 5, 6, and 10. Frank, that looked like a better ball.
It did.
You know, that looked like it deserved better.
It certainly did. And he's now consulting Jon Winchell, the man that he beat in the previous round, on how to play this.
I don't know. Yes!
What a shot. Sound advice.
That's the Candlepin Bowling Fraternity for you. As Skip responds to the challenge of Jonathan McDonald, who has a spare in the 6th, and this is the bonus ball. And he got a break. Fills it with 7, which after boxes completed make them even in the string, which again, the lead was 21 for McDonald coming into this. But again, Skip has a couple marks put up, so he's going to lose some pins in count here.
I should correct myself, Kyle. That was actually Jimbo Ayotte that was consulted for advice by Skip Easterbrooks.
Oh, very good.
Just want to give credit where credit is due.
The 9, I'll put McDonald at 79. He was opposite a spare 7, so if he wants to keep his lead, I think he's going to have to put a mark up here.
I agree.
And it's going to be tough.
Very difficult.
The big 5 on lane 35, 2-4, 6-7-10. No wood to help.
He was just a tad too full.
Yes. Waiting for... I think he's using Rams. Is that correct?
It would appear so. Either Rams or Cobras.
Yes. Cobra. Oh!
Wow.
The 6-pin stands. He went outside to take the 2 and 4, which came off the sidewall and took out the 10. And the 6-pin is here. And it still is. So 86 after 8. And again, Skip is filling a mark in the 8th.
That's about as close as you can come to making that shot, Kyle.
Yes.
A very good, valiant effort.
13 is the lead in boxes completed, but again, Skip is cutting it into, or actually, I think it's 12. A very big hit. One pin, the difference.
And he has a very, very favorable spare lead.
Yes, I mean, if this isn't Mrs. Riley's duck soup, I don't know what is. There it goes. 3 marks in a row for Skip Easterbrooks. He's 116 plus a ball. Responding to the challenge, as he did in the semifinal.
Yes. And this kind of goes back to what we were talking about, Kyle, the veteranship of Skip and his Friday Night Pro team are used to battling.
Very big hit and a strike.
Skip Easterbrooks.
$136 plus 2 balls. First bonus ball. Light hit. And we'll have the 5-pin.
Skip's making it very difficult for Jonathan McDonald.
Well, he'll need to mark out. For sure. Nice finish. 244 is Skip's final score here. I want to say McDonald needs 39 pins.
I've got 37.
Well, you know better than I do.
And that's a way to start it out.
What a finish. Strike in the ninth.
This is not over yet, Kyle.
No, it is not. Along with the video provided by Urbie Kafalas and expert analysis, commentary, and I don't know, you're just the best.
You're the best, Kyle.
FrankFace. I'm Kyle Bruce.
Kyle Bruce, expert play-by-play.
I wouldn't say that at all. This
Please.
is the first of 2 bonus balls for Jonathan McDonald.
He's on the head.
And the 7-pin will not go. 7 on the first bonus ball.
It's going to need this mark, Kyle.
Yes. What do you think? Right-hand tip on the...
I think that's his best bet, especially with the way... You're talking on the left piece of wood.
Yes, that I am. Yes.
Especially the way pins have been sliding today across the deck. That is your best bet for some activity.
There it is. No.
I think he was a little too full on it, if you can consider being full on piece of wood.
So Skip Easterbrooks is the 2014-2015 Candlepin Pro Series playoff winner as he defeats Jonathan McDonald 244-233. And again, we saw it down the stretch. An 85 half for Skip Easterbrooks makes him the playoff winner. What a match, Frank.
Yeah, what else can we say about it, Kyle? I mean, this is what we expect to see at the Pro Series level, especially at the playoffs, final match. He will be presented the Pro Series Cup by the one and only Jeff Surratt, it seems.
Will anybody boo for Surratt, you think?
How could you boo for Surratt?
I don't know. Anything is possible in the World Wrestling Federation and in Candlepin Bowling.
And again, we want to thank the Woburn Bowladrome for being very hospitable, letting us set up today. This is Alley Chat, the web's only Candlepin Bowling podcast. And again, another thank you to Jon Urbie Kafalas. That will be the last time, Kyle, I promise.
I'm not upset. I just thought we're so thankful. I thought it was late November. And it's always good to be thankful. And
of course,
we wouldn't have been able to capture this outstanding championship match to conclude the 14-15 season.
Alongside Kyle Bruce, my good friend, my co-host, my champion.
Settle down with that champion.
This is FrankFace, the host of Alley Chat, thanking you for listening, or for watching, rather.
For both.
I won't say it again. Skip Easterbrooks, 14-15 Pro Series champion over Jonathan McDonald.